Even if I had tried to be prepared, I would be unprepared right now.
Yeah.
Just as unprepared. Yeah.
But yeah, we have a ton of content. I was happy we were able to see some of the interviews we've been able to do. Our media team has been doing a fantastic job of getting a lot of things our way. In fact, what the hell? I see the media team walking around now. What is this? What are you guys doing? You guys are at your desk. Get back to the hole.
They've been out checking out Skyrim and all that cool stuff that we don't get to do. So yeah, so IRC is wondering why not Ballers versus Robot House, and the answer is that's kind of.
I mean, there are the kind of the star matches, yeah.
Well,
we also want to make sure that with TDM. I mean, how many teams do we have? Really, like 6, 8?
8.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, there's no reason not to give each team, their time. Right?
No. Like we have,
especially considering that this is still group stages.
Okay. Internet is finally working for me again. There we go. No, we saw a little bit of Robot House. They were able to take down I'm Pretty Wasted in a 2-1. We saw the tiebreaker of that. It actually went into overtime. It was a fantastic match. But no, I really wanted to see, and actually a lot of people really wanted to see, so more than just this IRC person wanted to see No Name Quake and Salivating Monstahz.
Yeah.
Because for No Name Quake, we're looking at Vampire, Chaotix, Chance, Mongo. And Salivating Monstahz, as you mentioned, Krisa, Noctis, Avec, and Sparty. So, pretty solid lineup. I'm really interested to see how Avec, Sparty, and Noctis play together. Noctis was kind of one of the go-to guys when he played at DreamHack for his team, but I haven't really had the chance to see Krisa play.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to fit into this team.
Could be a bit of a wild card.
Avec was also a really strong player.
Of course.
But he's not like the best TDMer. He's a bit more suited for duel. But the aggression that you see in his duel game still comes across. Yeah. And that can be especially useful, say, for muscling your way onto, say, a quad spawn.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of curious to see how this all kind of pans out between these two teams. And, going back to No Name Quake, Vamp, Chaotix, Chance, and Mongo. I haven't really ever seen Mongo much. I know Chance as a dueler.
Not in a while, no.
And I know Chaotix. I know he's able to beat Bajito from South America, but I don't think Chaotix got too far in the duel yesterday.
Right.
And so I think that I'm kind of curious to see how this team forms up. I don't really know if they're really a team since they're No Name Quake. They don't even have a name.
Yeah, but they're here. They're here to play.
Cohesion.
How many
being the key here.
How many capture the flag teams did we see last year that were just kind of
thrown together
for put together for the event?
But I also recall several cap limit matches over in like 10 minutes. So
That being said, we've seen some really close games already.
Yeah.
And so here's to seeing more of the same. So we've got all of Salivating Monster here in the server. Well, 2. There were 3 a second ago.
There were, yeah.
Okay,
you know what we can do? Yeah. Okay, this is what we can do, is we can do a tour of the map. We don't even know what the map picks are. I'm actually gonna ask.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, they are up in... Okay, cool. Actually, we're actually getting some info about games now. This is very nice. This will help us greatly.
Yes. Chris is amazing.
And
other one.
The other IRC. All right, maps up. Deep inside, Realm of Steel Rats and Dreadful Place. Okay, so let's go ahead and now to a third-person cam. We'll give the viewers at home a little bit of a tour. So this right here, this room that you're in, is kind of the bridge. Whenever we talk about the bridge, this is kind of the key spot here. Railgun spawns here, but not quite on the top level. You got to drop down near that 50 health in order to grab it. So. This is kind of a key area. It's kind of the hub of the map. As you can see, it's got 2 upper entrances and one main lower entrance, and then of course a drop down to the mega in sort of the sewer area. The sewer area, usually you can afford one guy to be down there, kind of cycling between mega and lightning gun, and and of course there is that yellow armor there as well to give the guy that's going to be picking up the lightning gun there a chance to basically just run through these corridors and try to hold it down. But oftentimes, like as we saw, one of the most effective ways to run this map, as Ice Climbers did, is maybe dedicate a guy to time those items and to try to keep Lightning Gun out of the hands of the other team.
Exactly.
But not necessarily dedicate a guy down there. Now, the red armor, as you've so nicely segued to here, it's in sort of a cubby. It's a bit wider, of course, than, say, the Mega Health cubby that you might have on, like, DM13 and Duel. But it's still a very, you can eat a lot of splash damage from rockets coming inbound, and so you don't really ever want to have a guy standing on that platform. Now, okay, I want you to fly down if you can into that jump pad. This jump pad right here, I'm going to steal your quad even though I have no weapons and no stack jump pad.
This is the Leroy Jenkins jump pad.
Yes, yeah. Because if you airstrafe yourself up, then you can land right on the quad spawn, which is this platform right here that Jehar is faithfully pointing at. So a lot of times you'll see one team will set up on the quad and take over the room, and then right before quad spawns, everyone will who's not in the room, the other team who didn't bother setting up or chose to not set up, sometimes it's a choice, but the team that didn't set up will flood the room, and then they leave one guy behind down in the sewers. He hits the jump pad, and right as quad spawns, they grab it. The guy's probably going to die, but they nullify the quad. So that's one way to sort of take it out of the equation. Red armor, controlling red armor is important, but I would say if you are controlling the yellow armors more, the fact that there are two of them and they are positioned such that if depending on how you're setting up on the map, you can be running them. I mean, you're getting your team effectively 100 armor.
Yep.
While in other words, if one team all they do is focus on the red, they're probably not going to do well because they're not going to get enough armor for all their players in the amount of time that having say, okay, one guy picking up a yellow and one guy picking up a yellow means you got two guys with 50 armor.
Yep.
Versus one guy with 100 armor, and all you got to do is cess the guy with the red armor down, and all of a sudden his armor stack is gone. Compare that to the two guys with weapons with yellow armor are oftentimes stronger than the one guy with the red.
And it comes down a lot to the timing between the quad damage and the red armor. I mean, if you're grabbing red armor and time is short to get over towards quad, you have the short way to get to quad, but it's also the most dangerous. It's the most tight. You go through is tiny. You actually need to do a bit of a jump to get up here, and then you're going through this other tiny little corridor, and everybody's going to be spamming that. And so it's always very dangerous to be taking that route. So you want to make sure that you plan well, and you want to make sure that the red armor carrier will have adequate time to either be useful at the quad itself or be able to set up elsewhere in order to do damage on the response to that.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and set the team name there. So we got that
not in yet.
Well, yeah, but I think we can make a guess as to who's going to be where, because we've got everyone tagged up for Salivating Monstahz. So
yeah,
we just need no name to actually join the server.
All right, we got Harlequin actually joining in the server. This is good. We got players actually coming in, and we're not too late, actually. So things are just kind of rolling along. It was actually kind of nice because we did have that tiebreaker map to cover after the finishing of the round. We do
want to get rolling here so we have the opportunity to do a little bit more coverage.
Exactly.
I mean, that's basically what we want. We want more coverage all the time.
QuakeCon, yep.
That being said, I'm still more than willing to do QuakeCon up all night. I don't know if anyone happened to check that out.
It was interesting.
Last night.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, basically I casted until 3 something in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we casted. Yeah. You came back from partying to cast a bit at 3 in the morning. But it was great. We basically just had a bunch of people in IRC, and it was a very community-driven kind of thing.
It was.
Where essentially we had. Yeah, basically we had, hey, what demo do you guys want to see? And so we were just going through. I was kind of prioritizing a little bit, making suggestions for like all the 2-1 games, the games that went to 3 maps. And we were actually able to stream out every single 2-1 game that we couldn't cover live.
And even some of the playoffs that we missed.
And yeah, exactly. So we were able to get a lot more coverage on the stream for the people that are complete fans, staying up with me until the wee hours of the morning, staying up with us until the wee hours of the morning. And I'm willing to do that tonight as well for Team Deathmatch. And quite frankly, Oh, okay. Well,
actually, you bring up a good point. We do have
we may be
to
moving our entire
in the
equipment.
ballroom.
Yeah.
And
by some, we mean all, pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically, this entire setup, well, our equipment of this entire setup is being moved from one side of the hotel over to the other side of the hotel in order to prepare for the final day of matches, which are going to be held in a ballroom that is not
get pretty crazy.
Not as big as I would like it to be.
I thought they're going to take that divider down, so it's going to be
it'll be better. It'll be better, but it's still, I have memories of 2009 where standing room only, completely packed.
That's a good thing, though.
And it'll be standing room only for
make the room smaller, so it is standing room only.
This year it'll be standing room only, but because there's just not enough chairs. But quite frankly, there's like a Mary Kay event going on, and something else. So.
A tradition.
Now, as far as like what we're going to expect out of these teams in terms of their map style, we don't really know because we have never really seen these guys. We're going to run a train on you guys, Vampire says. It looks like their tag is no ... I like that. But yeah, that's fine. No name Quake. We haven't really had a chance to ever see these guys play, so we can't really comment on how they're going to run it. So like when we were going to watch Ice Climbers, I could say they run as a pack, and they might have one guy that kind of flanks and gets kills from behind. We really don't know how this is going to pan out. I mean, we've got some ideas maybe of like Sparty and Avex dual style, Noctis's dual style. But beyond that, we can't really peer too far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that you said that we are all set.
Well, I mean, we are. I'm not lying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna.
I know. But you guys are in for a surprise, Vampire says. I wonder if they're just kind of all spec. That would be a surprise. They all hit F3, they wait for the countdown, and they all spec. Right? Maybe that's their choo-choo.
I don't know. There's been enough trolling today. It would be a nice addition to the troll cake.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Actually,
Here we go. Going
live.
Get
a game going here.
Yeah. There we go. We got it. We're good. All right, so we are going live on the Deep Inside, and I'm going to see who tries to get this first red armor.
Red armor, it's going to be Avec, and he's still light on weapons, of course, but he's going to be picking up that first rocket launcher very, very quickly. We have Chaotic coming back through, taking on down for the second frag. Vampire's going to be picking up that LG and a rocket launcher, so it's going to be a bit difficult to work with. Avec spawning right next to that red armor when it's still taken 10 seconds away. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but he MG's down Harley Quinn. Very, very nicely played, and now we're...
well, it looks like Monstahz are already setting up rail bridge. Really? Okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. What are you looking for?
Follow power was on.
It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, here comes the first quad run. As soon as it's picked up, it's going to be by Sparty. And it looks like he's going to take it with plasma. He has rockets as well and a shotgun. They were finally switched up to the shotgun. And he should be able to get this kill here. It's going to go back for the... it's going to leave up all right. And drops it on Vampire. Nice decision there. Maybe Vamp was thinking, though, the quad carrier is going to go try to stack up. And Sparty says, I already got 60 armor. Let me help out my team.
Plenty enough. Chaotic's missing a couple critical rockets, moving down the staircase a little bit too late to deny Sparty that frag. Harley Quinn actually waiting a bit closer around that corner, hugging the wall a little bit more, doing a bit more damage, but that was still a fairly effective quad run, making it 12 to 4. 3-4 frags there on Sparty. In fact, we should probably get that counter. We should figure out what that C-VAR is.
Well, and on top of that, I'll just call out and say that that Sparty, his dodging in that was really solid. But I also would say that No Name Quake's players, as they were essentially, they were running away from the quad in a very organized fashion, like they kind of arms flailing, kind of thing, where Sparty could just line them up. It didn't seem like they didn't really have a game plan to how to deal with a quad run against them. So, quite frankly, Sparty, still holding it strong, has yet to die here. And he's used the end of his quad to help his team retake and hold rail bridge. Sparty's actually waiting on that rail right now. And, as you can see, Chance trying to break in. And exactly, like he's going to get completely stuffed here.
And that was him breaking away from the rest of his team a little bit in order to find that entrance, but that is not where he wanted to be. Fortunately, he can stack back up on red armor, but now it's 1 red armor instead of, the 2 combined after taking that damage. So coming back into quad there, they got to make that 7. Oh, wow. Beautiful rail from down below. He's dropping off that rocket launcher off to a teammate.
Yeah, Monstahz is already setting up at quad. They got Crisis kind of poking around at quad to rail bridge. Is already softened up whoever his opponent was, and they're checking for that OMG jump pad to grab the quad. And actually, Crisis spots someone and hits him with the rail to deny the jump. And quite frankly, Vamp was way early. You need to be exactly on time for that. Noctis will do the quad run.
And he's not finding anybody yet, but he's got 100 armor. He's
ready to go.
I mean,
there it is.
Shotgun is going to be the big thing. Harley Quinn doing some good angles with that rocket, and look at that coordination from the teammate in order to shut down that quad run. Got 1 frag out of that, but that's peanuts right now. On the other hand, 22-8.
Yeah, but most importantly though, they shut down the quad, and it only took one guy's real death. And kind of a suicide, if you will.
Harley had a good chance of actually taking him down by himself.
Yeah, I mean, it really softened him up nicely. So, 22-8, it's quite easy to come back, because we saw there was a 30 frag deficit in an earlier game that we covered, and quite frankly, the team that was down in the early 10 minutes by that 30 frags came out to win it. So, no spoilers in case you missed it, but definitely tune in to our VODs that will be going up right after the event. That being said, great timing by No Name Quake on the red armor. Vamp has it, and has weapons, so let's follow him, if you will.
Well, Noctis also has mega and yellow armor, so I'm actually kind of watching to see where he sets up. Harley Quinn is going to be coming back around there, trying to DOS off some LG, but Noctis gets the rocket bounce out of there. But look at Chance on the recovery, doing actually quite a bit of damage against Noctis, enough to keep that mega health up on top, but he's going to have a much more difficult finding a way into that room now. You can see he was just trying to blow through that side, flank around, and get a position, and now he's lost that. Yeah,
well, and what's important is now is about the time you can see a setup for quad. So here comes Monstahz. They've retaken the rail bridge. Noctis flows into the room. He's going to be checking the corners. Actually, he's going to
top needs to be covered here, but he's going down for it.
Yeah, I'm going to see who else is actually in the room. Sparty's coming up. Again on rail bridge, that's going to be where they're going to make their transition, and we should see them pouring into the room right about now. They're also just checking to see what avenue will No Name be taking in order to get into this room.
Nice.
And Avik is able to pull down Chaotix without any real measure.
Sparty should be on point for quad. Yeah, he's got armor, he's got LG and shotgun,
and he dodged every rocket. Yeah. Now Vampire there, I like the idea of the long-range rockets, but he gave himself no real exit. He would have to cross a lot more real estate in order to get out of the line of fire from the quad carrier coming from that angle. And so down he went. And Sparty's racking up the frags here, 31-12.
Absolutely. Having a little bit of trouble finding and corralling players, but, again, Vampire setting up that trap with the shotgun. Nearly took him down, but one last rail from Sparty will finish that off, making it a nice, clean 35-12, 5 minutes into the map. So Sparty still holding on to quite a bit. I mean, he's still got a great run going even after the quad. He's got a bit of health to catch up on. Unfortunately, that 50 is going to be available.
Yeah, but look at how well
he's moving from teammate to teammate.
Yeah, exactly. Look at how well they're holding down their particular areas, and Sparty's kind of floating in between. And you can see, Crisis, the guy that's holding down rail bridge room and allowing his teammates to get stacked up on weapons. And I want to say stacked up on weapons because, again, Team Deathmatch Pro settings means weapons spawn every 30 seconds, which means that weapon management is key. It's not a given that you're going to have them. And, of course, the team with the weapons, which quite frankly right now is completely Monstahz. If I go and take a look, I'm seeing a rocket launcher with just picked up by Harley Quinn, no weapons for Chance, no weapons for Vamp. Chaotix is the only guy on No Name that actually has an arsenal, but he's got 58 health and he's just picked up a YA. So again, their ability to do damage is essentially hindered by lack of weapons, and that's frankly just better control of the map and the key weapons, lightning gun, rail, and rockets by Monstahz.
Now that was an interesting idea for Sparty to drop down to try to do some more damage in the basement there. I mean, Red Armor's going to be going over to someone else now. He was really that strong key player on his team with all of the weapons available, but now, they're bolstered up a little bit more. Now Sparty should still be available, not to grab quad himself, but to set up Noctis. Now they're in a state where they have two players who haven't died in a while, who have every weapon that they need, and they're well stacked up. I mean, this is a really, really great moment for Monsters, just because they have everything that they need. Now, a bit of waiting for that red armor, but still a good idea to make sure that they have control of that. Nobody really came in for the challenge. That might make getting frags on this run a little bit more difficult. It'll be a little bit harder to find players. Then look at that. At the
Noctis should be able to pick up one more kill before the quad ends. No, he changes targets a little bit too much, but he'll get it normally. There we go.
If he dies here, that's actually a bit of a problem. There's a lot of time invested in this run. There's a lot of armor, a lot of weapons, and Noctis needs to not lose those. This is a momentum shifter if Noctis dies.
Nicely, Noctis, he's a little bit delayed. I think getting caught out by 2 targets and having to deal with both of them at the same time delayed him getting back to red. But I think that was his plan, because he's actually peeking around now, trying to recover control of red. He wants that back, and he just earned it by killing off Vamp. He's going to go probably hop up the stairs. Is red spawning in 3, 2, and 1. Noctis going to make the hop to it. Yeah, well,
okay, here we
there's
go.
a little
There
bit.
is a little bit of LG
But that's probably fresh spawn pressure.
Exactly.
Oh, there's 3 of them there.
All there. He needs to back out of that fight. You can see him scurrying away, coming
great
back
job,
up top. Needs to be, kind of recommitting himself back to his teammates a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. He will communicate that, and we'll probably see. Actually, we can see up on the obituaries. Not only do we have Crisis stepping in to help out Noctis to repel that attack, but also we can see just an obituary list. A lot of kills for Monstahz in that last little run. So, and Noctis even gets a grenade, little grenade action too. So nice.
Jeez, really great railguns as well. 58% at the moment.
Very nice. 78% rail for Sparty.
I mean, when was the last time Noctis died? This is just a really strong run.
Look at Sparty, dude. Sparty has 78% rail, 44% LG, and has quads, so definitely the guy to watch.
Well, maybe switch away. There we go. All right, but he's on a run as well. When was the last time he died? I mean, we were watching Noctis for a while.
Sparty at this point. Oh, wait, his score is 25 and his net is 25.
Okay, so he has not died. Like, the only reason it switched over to Noctis is because he got the last quad. So this is 2 quads from 2 guys who have not died in a very, very long time.
9 minutes of play.
Exactly. So 81 to 14, and that's exactly why you're seeing the score that you're seeing.
Let's just stay on Sparty.
Well, yeah, I was until Noctis
how long? Yeah, how long will it be until he actually dies? That's my question.
Well, he's kind of stuck in the corner right now. I mean, this is beautiful clutch rail, taking down Vampire, and still holding on to 46 health. That basement would be a risky drop for him right now.
He's gonna take it anyway. He's like, I got this. Got these nukes.
He knows he doesn't have any weapons, so.
Yeah. Oh, he got to pick up plasma.
With the plasma.
No, Sparty, no. Don't die, Sparty. You can do it. 50 not up.
Is not available.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Where is everybody? He's looking for these 25s, but he's doing it solo right now. So if anybody catches him, he's in a bit of trouble. There it is.
The run ends. But it was over 10 minutes and 12 seconds for his first death.
Yep.
Sparty earns the prize for awesomeness. That was impressive.
What's the net for Noctis right now?
The net for Mr. Noctis, 20 and a net of 18.
Nice.
So
2 deaths, not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty ridiculous KDs for these guys. Very solid to see. And I want to say thank you to id Software for throwing in this beautiful scoreboard that we won't put up on stream, but I will be reporting said scores to you people. Now, another thing I want to call out is, despite the rather enormous score difference, we do have No Name has been able to get in on red armors. They get in on fewer yellow armors. They're barely getting mega, and they've never gotten a quad.
Yeah.
So the score line kind of just speaks for itself.
Well, every quad has either been Sturmy or Noctis.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
And the fact that they're not dying. I mean, here's the most important part of that. They have every weapon they need.
Exactly. I mean, their problem is running out of ammo, not do I wait on a weapon to spawn. So, really solid play there. And I'm wondering if we get to feature the mercy rules, maybe?
Maybe.
We'll see. Oh, nice drop down by Noctis, dropping in on Quinn. Very solid. Oof. Quinn again. Yeah, MG rushing a guy with 100 armor, not going to help. So, quite frankly, I'm looking around and I really see...
I mean, what Noctis is seeing right now is just a bunch of
there are no weapons.
Spawns.
Yeah, there are no weapons in the hands.
See who has weapons. On
Vampire has a rocket launcher, and it looks like finally Chaotix got himself a rocket launcher.
But most of them being down in the basement, I mean, they need to make a move upstairs, and when they do, you know, who knows how far those choke points are going to be holding them back. So there's Noctis taking down both of them, 2 for 1.
Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking that perhaps, you know, like now would be the time to start thinking about setting up for quad, but are they prepared? Not really. Chaotix has 6 rockets, but he'll probably expend just going into the quad room, but he only has 31 health.
And look at all this time that Vampire
similarly,
spending.
You know, Harley has no weapons, Chance, no weapons, Vamp, no weapons, yeah. So this is going to be a pretty easy quad pickup in the next 12 seconds for Monstahz.
Yeah, like, again, all of them down in the basement. Harley is down at 24 health with no weapons. Okay, a bit of overkill with the railgun, but that's going to be all right. Again, spawning down below. Chance down below. Vampire down below. Noctis getting away with that quad.
Yeah.
And he knows where to go to find targets.
Indeed. Well, hopefully he will go into the drink. He wants RA first.
I mean, doesn't want to give away that control. I mean, that consistency is a major factor.
Why kill when you can dominate?
Exactly.
That's a nice, excellent right there by Noctis. And he's going to drop into the bowels of the map and go hunting. That's a 3. And he's looking for another. And this is just bad news bears, man. We are just a few frags away from 100 frag difference between these two teams. You know, again, take a look at the net. It looks like everyone on No Name is pretty much even in how often they die, with kind of the outlier being Chance, who may be the player with the most experience here, just overall in Quake experience. So and TDM experience at that.
Now watch this. They're like, all right, nobody make any more frags.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So yeah, GG's.
It's actually kind of nice. Didn't have to play that out to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because you know it's pretty clear.
I like that.
And I think that's an effective way to handle and also improve things for the spectators at home. You know, I think the avid Quake players might be a little bit miffed that games don't end 20 minutes, but you know, spectator sport, quite frankly. Yeah. So
that'll be first map?
Yeah, indeed. And
popping right into second.
Realm of Steel Rats, again, one of my absolute favorites. LG.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see. I think that we're going to see some pretty devastating quad runs coming out of Monstahz, because I can kind of see them getting that area unlocked pretty strongly. I'm curious to see who's going to control the red armor. Like I guess I'm trying to say, I'm curious to see how Monstahz is going to control that red. So we'll see.
Well, if No Name can make some creativity happen on the quad, I mean, one of the things I like about this map is that there's so many ways to approach that quad, so many ways to split up your 4 players along, you know, the bottom and the sides, and coming in from the rear as well.
I'm going to say that we are all set. Yep. Hopefully we can go live in just a few seconds.
Everybody ready up by chance?
You know, another benefit of the Mercy limit is that once this game ends, we can hop right into something else.
Exactly, and that's what's really important.
And yeah, again, you know, complete thumbs up for the spectator improvements here. I'm feeling a little bit concerned about, you know, like a yellow armor control.
Yeah.
I don't really know how No Name is going to be able to kind of get in on, like, there's the one yellow armor that is kind of below and behind the quad, I guess is the way to put it. And
all right, here we go. It's going to be following Chaotix out of the gate with No Name Quake up. He's going to be grabbing, that initial plasma gun, but it's going to be a big fight on the room just across from Red Armor to pick up that rocket launcher. He's going to be handing it off to his teammate, but looking for targets. Oh, and actually a little bit of MG cess from the side. That can actually, you know, spiral into some very early frags and early takeover of that room.
And as far as weapons are concerned, I think the people that had weapons on No Name have been killed off. So Krisa is the guy down below, and he's actually handing off his lightning gun to his teammate as they are setting up for a little bit of red armor control. I'm watching Noctis. Actually, no, they're going for quad, excuse me, as that'll be spawning in just a few seconds. Again, it's 30 seconds, any time between 30 seconds and 1 minute, that quad will spawn. And
there it is.
Yeah, that's pretty late quad. It's about 50 seconds or so.
It's going to be Monstahz on top of it. Chaotix trying to come in. Chance just trying to hide.
Yeah. Now, I like this choice by Krisa to not force the frag there, as he was getting pummeled with plasma, because he's opened up ending this quad run near the LG and maintaining that control. And then once the kills happen, he can turn around and help his team secure red armor.
The position was good, but his teammates were kind of cutting him off because of where he was.
Yeah.
The angle of it.
But he ends up on RA. So yes, very well played, and 19-9 as the quad run ends.
Well, we're going to be seeing Harley Quinn. I want to see what No Name Quake is really putting together here. I mean, last map was fairly decisive, but I want to see, you know, where they kind of come around. Harley Quinn is by himself at the moment.
Yeah, and Quinn's the only one with weapons at the moment.
Exactly.
I think I saw a grenade launcher in someone else's hand. So as we can see, the obituary list is just lighting up for the Monstahz, and that's bad news bears.
Yeah, and there's that three-man push, you know, when you've got Shoddy, LG, and Rockets combined.
And I think, yeah, okay, everyone but Noctis has a lightning gun at this point for Monstahz. So that, you know, again, lightning gun being probably the strongest weapon on this map given all the fights you get to break into and the fact that there is no railgun. Now, this map would be entirely different if there was a railgun. But because there isn't, lightning gun kind of becomes the strongest weapon for it. And as we're seeing, Noctis...
especially if you can stack them up on teammates, if you're all sticking together, or most of you.
Yeah, and now Noctis will finally get his LG. So this is kind of a makings for a lockdown, and they've done it before the next quad spawns. So right now, anyone is pretty much capable of a solid quad run, I think.
Yeah.
But let's see who's the most capable.
Vampire and that
Sparty's on the spot.
Are not going to be crossing paths for a while, I don't think. But Sparty will be picking up everything with that quad. Harley Quinn, again, is looking for that one rocket. I mean, coming around that corner, tossing up one rocket, they have to be, like, near the wall, essentially, if you're really expecting to get much splash out of it.
Well, and on top of that, it's more a factor of not even shooting the wall, but A, shooting the floor, and B, not exposing yourself. Like when Quinn came out of the corner there, his entire model was in full view. When all he needed to do was just get the crosshair past the corner, press fire. Quake is not one of those other games where the crosshair isn't where it should be. You know, you can actually do a 1 pixel past the wall and shoot, and you're okay. So thank you, John Carmack. You know, but yeah. So you know, 42-17. Already 3 minutes and 45 seconds burned away. Monstahz climbing to the top here. No Name, again, kind of struggling. And we do see a little bit of, I think pretty much rocket launcher is what No Name can get their hands on. I literally have not seen them with anything else except for maybe like one grenade. So grenade spam and rockets. And that, you know, that just goes to show that how well Monstahz is controlling the lightning gun.
And with those rockets, I mean, those rockets are best used if you're in control of the top 2 tiers of, say, the red armor room. But if you're not there, that rocket launcher isn't going to be doing all that much good. I mean, if you're being forced to enter the red armor room from below, you know, near the LG, then, and especially if the LG is enough, you're not really going to be getting a lot of damage out that way.
All right, so we got about 23 seconds till the next quad. And
follow Noctis here a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because he's looking pretty stacked. He does need ammo. And yeah, again, take a look at some of these net counts for these guys. We've got Noctis with a net of 14, having scored 17. Sparty with a net of 10 and a score of 14 frags. Chrysler with a net of 8. And wow, we're going to talk about the quad run though, because here is Sparty.
Absolutely, he's going to be coming down the long corridor. This is a place where a lot of rockets could actually do them some good. But he's going to be shoving everyone off there. Everybody else is back in the LG room, and he's going to be coming back on through the lower part, where everybody's going to be funneled on down. Chaotix is able to get him down at 36 health, but don't take all my health,
I like
bro.
that, yeah. Sharing health. It's, you know, a team effort.
So not...
They're bros, man. They're bros.
Not a devastating quad run, but a very solid one. One that didn't mean they gave up anything. Yeah. And Sparty stayed alive. And he still got all the weapons he needs.
So important things to call out. We have every single quad run going to Salivating Monstahz at the moment, and more than 4 times the RAs going to Monstahz. So, and of course, we have already seen that the weapons that No Name have been able to scrounge together. Quinn finally has an LG, but here's the thing. He just died, and he did not switch weapons. So he's just given away that weapon to Monstahz. So yeah, he might have gotten a frag, but now he's basically given an advantage back to his opponent by not kind of pre-thinking his death. You have to see You know, you have to see your light flash before your eyes switch weapons.
Party out of the quad room. They were actually getting some pressure from that yellow armor for a little bit, but they weren't able to follow through. And now Sparty back in red armor. You know, he's back home. I mean, this is their home.
Yeah. Let us have one LG.
It's like, why are you stopping? Don't be typing. Type later. Well, you know, asking sometimes works. I mean, did any of these guys ever think, you know, hey, could I borrow your flag for a while, or you know, could I borrow that quad for a while?
Hey, bro, I'll give it back.
Yeah. Just
in your face.
You
all right.
All this violence.
Quad in 10, and yeah.
To be fair, he didn't choose the best position to start typing at the
probably not.
Bottom of that choke point.
I think he was just a little bit frustrated. That being said, quad, where's that? Nox is looking good. Oh, pummeled.
There we go.
My lord.
So No Name Quake wins.
LOL.
Everything.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Oh, Harley, you sexy beast. Oh man, that was nice. A nice little play. You just basically you made Noctis pull his hair out. I like that.
Yeah,
that was fun.
But again, the plasma coming down this board is going to be very difficult. I mean, you can see that No Name Quake is trying to make an entry in on the red room, but look at this. They've got plasma coming down the corridor. Even if they do make it to the red room itself, they're going to be taking flanking damage, pushed up against that wall with the rockets. I mean, there's just no way you're going to just be able to brute force that.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, you know, another key thing is that they're attacking that without the proper weapons.
Right.
Rocket launcher shot down a corridor, not really helpful. So...
one of those places where the plasma gun really either punishes you or saves you. And right now, No Name Quake is still very, very light on weapons. So we got Harlequin up top, but they're still going to be dealing with everybody else with better weapons on that narrow little catwalk.
Well, actually,
in the red armor room.
Yeah, and actually though, I am seeing that quite often the ammo counts for Monstahz is low enough that they're actually having a little bit of trouble right now. And key thing here, Avic down to 1 lightning gun cell. Yeah, actually, they're out of lightning gun, either through out of ammo or just a recent death. So, you know, potentially we might see a little bit of a shift in power. We're going to see if perhaps we can get some weapons into the hands of No Name and they can start putting out some damage.
Going to switch away from Harley. See, okay, Chance actually has LG and Shoddy.
Okay, so he's the one.
That's also the problem. He's the one
with
coming back into red armor, and now red armor's going to be coming out. Who knows?
He's
because
hiding.
all of the attention is on quad. He might be able to get that grab. Let me actually.
Yeah, he did get it. Yes, okay, yes, he did. But I think he came under fire immediately afterwards. So, you know, that benefit will be nullified, I'm pretty sure. We're going to watch Crisis, a pretty decent quad
especially
run.
if everybody got the memo like,
and there's Chance.
We control red now. Let's
Chance
all go
just
to
died
red.
twice, so he's definitely dead. Yeah, and so, and look at this. Ooh, Frieza getting stopped in the hallway here.
Not as stylish as a gauntlet, but you know, that works too. Whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, rocket to the face, very powerful. So I hear.
Alright, but we're almost coming up on the 10-minute mark. Currently looking at 89 to 31, and once again the mercy rules state that after 10 minutes, if the team in the lead is more than, if it reaches that 100 frag ahead mark, then it's GG.
Yeah, which is acceptable in my mind.
I totally dig that.
Yeah, and we got some name calling here. I think Chance is a little upset at I don't know if that was a teammate or something, but he's not happy. Yeah, 60 frag difference right now.
Nice plasma from Harley Quinn.
Very nice. All right, so one thing I'm noticing is that despite that brief interlude, it looks like, about half the team have themselves lightning guns on Monstahz, and they've retaken the red armor room.
Yep.
So they're back to their regularly scheduled program.
As soon as red is grabbed, you know, we see 2 of them going out top, 1 of them going down below, and these guys are going to be stuck back in the corner. Now, Krista actually got stuck with you got to take the choke point entrance and take some damage, but that should actually put No Name Quake up against a wall. And it's going to be a bloody wall pretty soon, or at least like a sparky wall, I guess.
Sparky wall, yeah. All right, so big thing, quad in about 8 seconds.
Yep. And Harlequin's actually up there. He's on top. He's got a little bit of armor, and he fragged a teammate.
Noctis is coming. Oh, he's...
I don't think there's any hope for that quad now.
Yeah.
That's a shooting gallery.
He was a little bit late. Noctis had this amazing run at DreamHack
Noctis
where...
just got a stuffed bear for his girlfriend.
Yeah. It's so fluffy. Noctis was able to... show up at DreamHack literally on the instant. Oh my God, he gets a fadeaway shot. Pick up a quad like right on time. It's a little bit late that time, but God, look at the frag count. I mean, jeez. This is Noctis at his finest. He's just
so far. I mean, we're still in group stages. Let's not forget.
Right. Yeah.
All right, but we're currently looking at 104 on 38. Noctis. When was the last time he died?
A while ago?
Yeah.
We'll just go with a while ago.
Okay, so we'll keep the camera on him for a little bit. See how it rolls. We're going to be seeing Vampire get bounced up against the pillar and get taken down very quickly. And look at Noctis just flooding this. I mean, he's really responding to everybody coming out of that teleporter. Very effectively, in fact, and he's going to be going up to steal away that rocket launcher. So, again, weapon control is a major part of this. Now that Noctis is fairly comfortable with where he is, you can say, okay, if I can spend the next minute making sure that nobody on No Name Quake has a rocket launcher, or at least if they do, they're going to be dying very quickly. And that's what Harley Quinn is trying to prevent. He's going to be coming up the other side, trying to, take Noctis away from that room, take him away from the rocket launcher control. And that very well may have happened, but that means that he's coming back into Red Armor room with everybody else, and even with rocket launchers, No Name Quake is going to have a lot of stack to burn through.
Indeed.
So moving away from Noctis actually a little bit, let's go back and see Harley Quinn. Like, he's been the one kind of corralling the rest of his team, going, okay guys, we need to be coming at it from this angle, we need to be doing this, we need to be doing that, and kind of the one man out doing these kind of tactical change-ups. With that in mind, it's still 122 to 39. So 12 minutes in, just about 13. We actually have a No Name Quake Red Armor pickup, but that's just because Red Armor quad damage is up on it, and Chris is going to be doing that. So that's the second time we've seen Red Armor taken as quad is up, but it just... The second half of that is killing quad while you still have Red Armor. Like, that's where the game needs to shift. That's where things need to change up. And, it's turned into quad just blowing through, taking out Red Armor, and just reasserting that control a few seconds later.
All right. So yeah, and Noctis, as one of my favorite guys to watch, he was the only player that was that came over from Reason, and Reason was the only team to actually take a map away from what is essentially Ice Climbers, which is the team that we opened up with our coverage, TDM coverage here at QuakeCon 2011, and but Noctis doesn't have any of his teammates this time around. That being said, his DreamHack teammates. That being said, the crew that he has with him, I'm pretty impressed with Krisa, because seriously, he's performed every single map that we've seen him, and actually did pretty solidly in duel. So I love to see some kind of new faces that I don't necessarily get to see at QuakeCon at least. And we are 5 frags away from our
Make it 4.
Make it 4, yeah.
Noctis up top, he's got even more rockets. I mean, again, he's wandering around with every weapon that he... I'm just trying to drive this in for a lot of the people newer to TDM. If you're dying, you don't have any weapons. And if you don't have any weapons, you're just going to be looking for those weapons, and those are going to be the choke points that your enemy is taking advantage of. They're going to be controlling that rocket launcher, or even just like baiting it out and stuffing you when you come through that teleporter.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I think that other teams will do to kind of overcome a lack of weapons is to group up, coordinate, and MG says is really effective.
But the deeper issue there is that if, for instance, Noctis is not worried about collecting weapons and just spamming on them and pushing on them,
it doesn't have to waste time.
He's free to do whatever he wants. He's free to just focus on doing the damage. He has no other priorities except make frags, get armor, do quad runs, be amazing.
And I think every quad went to Monstahz there.
It did.
And I think like twice the number of armors were completely lopsided. So the score kind of reflected that. That being said, I'm glad. I was a little bit worried when I saw that Noctis wouldn't have any of his Reason teammates coming with him.
Yeah.
For QuakeCon, but it seems like the guys that he is playing with are pretty solid, and so I'm curious to see how they advance throughout the course of the day. That being said, we're looking for another match that might be going on.
Yeah.
What is currently live, man? What are you hopping into?
I'm hopping into... I'll tell you in a second here.
I can tell you.
We've actually got Robot on deck. And okay, these guys need to realize, like, tag up so that the scoreboard automatically, picks
so
up
we don't
your
have
name.
to do it. Yeah. It's 0-4's team. And okay, and was that Ballers? Right? Is that what they call themselves? These crazy kids.
Yeah. I don't want to be wrong there. I'm sorry. QuakeCon is tiring. It is a very sleep deprivation sort of event. That's kind of the appeal, at least in my mind.
Yeah.
But it does have its consequences.
Yeah, Cypher, Cooler, that's Ballers.
All right.
And and of course the Robots. And Robots was one of the teams that they hadn't even signed up when I made my notes. So that kind of gives you an idea of there
you go.
Yeah.
All right, so Ballers up 92 on 49, 10 minutes 30 seconds after the beginning of the match. I'm not quite sure which round we're on right now, but Cooler currently on top of the teleporter exit, looking for a rocket launcher. Taking, oh, there we go. Just awesome. Wait there long enough. Yeah.
There we go. I will start hitting tab, I swear.
And Sinclair is coming in to put up respawn timers for us. Very nice. There we go. Thank you, Sinclair. And we have Quad coming up in 5 seconds. Cooler is, he's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing to really contribute here except a little bit of MG cess. Like, fortunately, it's his team in control of the room, his team with the weapons, but that'll be Draven with very little health and just a rocket launcher. He's got to be careful there and not, blow his own damn self up. But now the rest of his team, we're seeing them down below and kind of spread out through the map, and now we're just going to be looking for targets coming into the red armor room.
So Ballers, I think, the score makes sense to me, especially on this map, given what I saw, out of, like, say, the likes of Strengths and Cooler at DreamHack. Robot, on the other hand, you got right now the guy with the best net on the red team is going to be Vents. Or no, it's Vents.
Wow.
But he's pretty close with his team. 0-4 again, as we called out earlier, is the guy that's not surviving. I'm going to actually look at him for a while, and you can watch whoever you need to watch to make it cool. But I'm going to watch 0-4, which probably is the same answer. But watch 0-4 to see kind of what position.
Okay, why not?
What position he's
actually
trying to play.
taking down Cypher right now.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, what he's playing, where he's open to so much damage. And it looks like pretty much everyone is at
yeah. But look at this, he's able to pick up an LG. If he can get away with this, if he can, exit this room, exit this fight, almost. He picked up a couple clean frags. That's a lot of LGs down on the board right now. His team Robot might actually be able to pick something out of that.
Yeah, and actually, LGs aplenty. Strengths has one. Let's see, Draven has one.
There we go.
And let's see, Cooler is pretty much a fresh spawn. And Cypher's doing his own thing, but the important thing is Quad is up at about 15 seconds.
Yep.
We're already seeing Ballers setting up for
but so is red armor, so this could be, a positional trade-off. So
I would say obviously Quad is the better thing to go for, and Cypher already has the corridor covered.
Taking away that red armor. I mean, really, what do they have to bring?
Cypher
Quad,
has
really?
Cypher has red.
Yeah, like they're all showing up here, but what have they got? They had an LG.
Oh,
wow.
Nice grenade.
That's what you bring to the table. You bring a grenade.
It brings
perfect
from Lowland Lions.
I mean, everybody died, but it got the job done.
You know what? Yes, exactly. That's one way to stop that.
Almost seems counterproductive.
Yeah.
When it comes to quad runs, everybody dying. That's not usually, Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. You want the other guys to die. That being said, though, Robot, they're down by quite a bit. 50 frags, I guess. But it's not that bad.
No, not TDM bad.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like, another 2 minutes on the clock, okay, it's bad. Although this, I haven't really seen a solid push for red. I have seen quite a bit of contention for LG, but right now Ballers have that pretty much on lock.
Indeed.
So
they haven't actually
it's kind of the the commentators at DreamHack were level up your game. They did a great job. Although NVC does not like this map because it's so LG focused. It almost feels like it's maybe
this
one-dimensional.
Map kind of echoes Quake World a little bit, in fact.
Yeah, but if it's one team gets LG, they win. His worry is that it's one-dimensional. I also see though there's a bit more depth.
Yeah.
But I do kind of see how that does kind of play out, or it seems that it plays out that way. Look at this lockdown on the RA. We've got 3 guys in here.
Lockdown is the word, really. I mean, that's one of the concerns, is that LG being on the bottom of the map of this 3-tier room where everybody's staring down at you like hungry vultures with rocket launchers. There's an image.
Quad nade.
Quad's going to be up in 5 seconds, but that is an issue. But if you can take control of the top, then you control the bottom, and that's where you want to be. But strengths is not going to be on Quad. Quad is actually dead. Did that die right away? Okay,
no,
there we go.
Finally
it was left up for so long that doesn't happen. Shouldn't happen. But we have Cypher on Ballers actually getting away with it. Vent's not quite aware of anything at that moment.
Lack of communication there. They didn't have eyes on where the quad carrier was going to go. And I think Cypher... Oh, someone took the RA. Cypher's mad at him. Huh. Yeah, it was Scoot. Nice job by Scoot, though, to deny that RA. That will lessen the damage that Cypher can do.
Yeah, and if there are trade-offs like that between Quad and Red Armor, where you grab Red Armor and you kill Quad, not the case here, obviously. Cypher's getting everything he needs. Then that can, really have repercussions later in the match as far as taking over from that corridor and grabbing Red Armor room. And consequently, Lightning Gun.
It is great to see Cypher playing Team Deathmatch. Didn't get a chance to see that at DreamHack. He was all dual focused. But again, I kind of feel like Ballers is going to be one of those teams that are going to be in contention.
Absolutely.
For the big show.
I mean, as you mentioned earlier, we have the 2 outliers, and then everybody else.
Yeah,
but no, I'm really happy to see TDM teams like bringing their A game to this event. I mean, we've seen some really baller play out of a lot of these guys.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Nice rockets from Vents, and actually, if he can get this frag on, was it Draven? Yeah. Wow, he has given his team an opportunity to get weapons. Vents has an LG of his own, and it looks like...
Just keep tossing grenades, something...
Okay,
something
so Vents created an opportunity for his team, and then everyone else on his team died. So watch Vents. Yep. Watch Vents. Vents is the guy that's making the plays. He's got the weapons, and he's saving his teammate's life. As Quad's about to spawn now. Question is, though, here comes Ballers. They're about to... Oh, no, Vents.
Geez.
No.
Okay, taking out Cypher, at least, he had a good backup there. I mean, he doesn't need to be right here, right now. Still 2 seconds. There's still plenty of time for... Could this actually be a quad run for Vents? I mean, he has LG. No shotgun quite yet.
This is the first quad run for Robot House.
Now, he needs to not get greedy on the frags and just wander the map. He needs to be really focused right now and make a move towards Red Armor.
Now, this is interesting. Vents, okay, he was checking his 6. He didn't want to get shot in the back before he took out the guy with the grenade launcher. I like that careful choice by him. But
what about RA?
Clark is taking, he's not going to be in a good position here. He's entering this kind of late, and it's, I guess, better than coming from the ground floor, but then again,
by the time he got in there, you could see that everyone from Ballers was,
he's lone wolfing. I haven't seen a teammate from him in forever. So, yeah, a little bit of a lack of coordination from Robot. You'd think that they would be playing quite mechanically, but no.
I mean, it was one of those quads where there was a bigger picture beyond, oh, now I've got quad damage, and yes, that prevents Ballers from, picking up more frags right now, but...
Nice job by Cypher to flank Vents there.
That needed to turn into a shift towards map control, and it didn't happen. But anyway, there's only a minute and 30 seconds left here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if even Robot House is going to get a weapon between them. I'm seeing MG, Plasma, and Grenade, maybe.
And those grenades, don't knock them.
Don't knock them, except for when you're down by almost 60.
Well, yeah, but it's not the grenade's fault. Why are you picking on the poor grenade launcher?
All right, fine.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I mean, if that one grenade kept this thing from being a mercy limit game. Let's not forget that. Scoot really saved the day there.
True. Yeah. So yeah, very solid play by Ballers. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Jehlar's got Red Armor.
Indeed, and he actually has 7 rockets.
Can we add, 10 more minutes to the clock and see how this pans out?
Oh, I was gonna say if he grenaded his own teammate, I would have to laugh a little bit.
I would have had to take everything I just said back. And 0-4 is actually on quad, so again.
Nice fade away by Cypher, fantastic
0-4
shot.
actually looks like he's got the idea here. He's already got LG, going to be stacking back up on health a little bit, but he's back in this area. He's looking for players to get funneled down towards him. Now, the rest of his teammates needs to be on top.
Don't respawn, guys. All right, stats-wise, just to call them out, we got a positive net for Mr. Cypher, who we saw in the previous game. He was actually kind of the guy that was dying a lot, so it's nice to see that he's out on top of his team. Cooler's right behind him with a net of 19. Draven only a net of 3. Strengths right with Cooler at a net of about 18. So they're all right around the 43 and 42 frag line for the ballers. On the other side of the pond, it's negative 30 for 0-4 as a net, and negative 27 for Zealer. Amazingly, look at Vent's survivability. And compare that with his damage output. He died. He had a net of negative 6, but still output almost as well as 0-4.
0-4, yeah.
That's really impressive.
And got more total frags.
And congratulations and well played. Yeah, exactly. Well played there. So good job, Vent.
Right. So that'll be that round, kind of closing out.
Yep. We're going to see what else might be awaiting us.
Eminence coming up?
Is that what we got? We got.
Did we hear that?
A live interview, perhaps? Yeah. How about this, guys? We will take a short break.
Yes.
And then we'll be right back with, hopefully, I guess, a live interview is what it would be?
Yeah, I think so. That'd be great.
All right, guys. We'll be right back here at QuakeCon 2011.